All right, welcome to Mindset Monday. I'm so happy that you guys all joined us. There's my cat Lee. Say hi. I cannot believe it is already almost the last week in June already. That is crazy to me. So, I know summer is super nuts with people on vacation and kids are home, and so I'm really excited that all of you guys prioritize to be on tonight. I will upload this recording to our Mindset Monday page. That way you can pass it on to people that weren't able to get on tonight. But I'm excited about our guest speaker tonight. Tara, as you can tell from her tan cheeks, her tan face, just got back from Mexico. It was her first ever Scentsy Incentive, and I'm sure she's going to talk about it. But once you earn a Scentsy Incentive Trip, you can never do an incentive trip like Scentsy does. I mean, they go all out from room drops to just the special dinners, the farewell dinners. She could tell us all about that. I want you as weird as it sounds, I want you to feel FOMO talk when she talks tonight because I want that to drive you to want to earn the next trip. So Cincy's going to announce the Cincy Incentive Trip at SFR, and that is July 12th through 17th that week. So guys, 3 weeks, 3 or 4 weeks, we're going to know where the next trip is. I'm sure it's typically somewhere tropical. Maybe it's European, I don't know, but it's going to be somewhere really cool. So as you're listening to Tara tonight, hopefully she talks about just kind of the determination and earning and how she earned. Was it the first 3 months? Did it take you all of 6 months and the last night of the month? But hopefully that you guys feel that, okay, oh my gosh, after she described everything that they do, when Cynthia announces this trip, we are all going to do it together. And I do want to put a disclaimer that when we know how to earn the points, Amy and I are all really, we do a great job, I feel like, every year at getting point scenarios ready for you guys. So you can say, okay, I do well at sales or I'm mediocre at sales, but better at recruiting. Here's how I can earn the trip. So we're going to do lots of examples. We do lots of one-on-ones. So when that trip comes out and you can say, hey, Jack, I don't know numbers at all. So I need you to tell me what I need. Look at my numbers and look what I've done and tell me how I can earn the trip. So Amy and I are both really good at doing numbers like that. So reach out. So Tara, they don't know much about you other than that you're a rock star and that you earned the trip. So tell us a little bit about your Cincy story. What made you want to push for this trip and kind of how you did it? Did you come in hot last minute? Did you get a lot of fundraisers? Tell us all the things, and then I want you to tell us how much you were spoiled. So we really want to earn the next one.
I joined Scentsy in 2010. Um, Took some time off, and then came back. My upline had an open house, and she said, "Why don't you just come back?" And so I did. Um, was doing parties, things like that. Never really thought I could do any events. Signed up for a couple events during the massive Christmas time season, and definitely got the itch of events, um, and just went full force with events. Um, that was really my main focus. Um, and then I think it was Rachel and Steph. They went to Greece last year on the incentive trip, and all the pictures, all the things, and I knew I had to go to the next incentive trip. And so I pushed really hard as soon as they announced that it was Mexico, um, to go, and I started that night, growing my team. We went from, I think I had about 7 people on my team at that point, and then um, we have a total of 33 now. And it was really just recruiting. I did a lot of events, big events, multi-day events. I did a huge fair in our area. It was 10 days. It was a lot of work, but it was so worth it. And so I really pushed events, and then following up, getting contacts, getting emails, all the things. Um, and then I realized how close I was. I Because I wasn't really paying that much attention. And then I um, realized that I was closer to like level one, level two, and then quickly level three. So I earned the trip for my husband and myself. and it was amazing. I had no idea what to expect other than what I had just seen on people's Facebook post. Um, I we arrived at the hotel. They had a huge reception, welcome, and then they gave us $150 in um, like play money, cash, basically, and they had a whole market for us to set up, and we could go shop with that money and get all kinds of cool little trinkets or bags or anything, dishes, jewelry. It was awesome. And then we had multiple days to explore. It was all inclusive, so everything was included. We then had a dinner on Thursday. Not a dinner, excuse me, a show on Thursday. And during that dinner, they did a room drop of a little pinata with chocolate, and it was super cute. And I met the first night we had the first night we had a welcome dinner, and it was so cool. Chuck and his wife came and had dinner with us, sat and just talked. The next night, I believe it was, we met Dan and his wife at a restaurant, just casually out having dinner. The night of the show, we met with Heidi and Orville, had pictures taken. Um, it was such a fun experience. And the other fellow Scentsy sisters that I met there, and ideas we shared, and the connections we made is something that I will never forget. All the the ideas that we shared, the like the hardships too, not just the good, the bad, all of it. Um, it was really an awesome trip, and I encourage everyone to give it your best effort to attend.
I have a question. Okay, so for people listening, you'd been in, you said, and then I believe you said you reinstated, right?
Yep.
And so you've been in multiple times, not multiple times, but at least twice, and you just watch from afar. So what
Mhm.
made this different? And then because some people are like, well, I've been in for 3, 4 years, I've never earned a trip. So what would your best advice be? And maybe it's that they haven't really tried. I don't know. But did you try for any of the past ones, or were you finally like, okay, we're doing this?
I I thought it was so far to reach. I was like, it's so far to reach for me. There's no way that I could never earn a trip like that. And that was the furthest thing from the truth. Once you sat down, I really broke the numbers down and was very determined. And once you break everything down, the points and what you need, and like the double points, at the end, and the points that you get for recruits, the points that you get for, hitting certain milestones. That's those that's the part that you need to really just sit down, break it down, and set small goals for yourself. And it's awesome. And share every single milestone with all of your customers, because they're the ones that are going to be cheering you on, and they're the ones that are going to be supporting you.
Like, I love that. And what would your best advice be? You said, did you always do a lot of shows, or were you like, okay, crap, we got to ramp it up. I'm going to earn this trip. Because some people may be listening and they're like, well, I don't do a lot of home parties and I need customers outside. What's your best advice be to put yourself out there to get shows? Did you call certain people? Was it Facebook?
Yeah, I Facebooked. There is a Facebook group in our area that has its main craft fairs or vendors or something like that. And they post thousands of events, big, small, all of it. And I just, even the small, weird ones that you don't think that would ever want Scentsy, sign up for them. I signed up for an event. It was for 4 hours. It was like $15. It was um, a flea market kind of thing. It was one of the best shows I ever did.
I love that. And I love, Kathy just said, oh, you just got a home run, by the way, guys, if you're tuning in. So my house is going to get really loud. But I do love that. So Kathy said, I've been in 11 years. I've never achieved one. I always felt it was out of reach. What would your best advice be for Kathy? Kathy is in New Zealand. I say New Zealand, and it makes me think that you're in Australia, but what would be your best advice to Kathy, who's been in for 11 years, to flip that switch in your mind to shoot for this one?
It absolutely is in reach. Sit down, figure out what when they announce what the next incentive is and kind of what you need. Break it down small. Um, and do you have a team under you? Get recruits. I know for me, recruits was the biggest thing, and really nurturing my team since it was so new, um, and growing my team. And they in our within growing the team also helped me grow myself. And so we kind of all grew together. And it certainly is in reach. You just have to really think small because at first you think, holy, I need 30,000 points or whatever it was. I don't remember now for level one. But if you look at all the steps to get there, you, I had one of my downline who was so close. And again, had the same mindset. She'll never be able to go on an incentive trip. She had started with me back in 2010, um, left, and then she came back with me when I signed back up. And and she was so close and she hadn't been paying attention and she thought she never could get an incentive trip. So she was kicking herself. And so this year she said she's earning it and she'll be there next year with me. So
And sometimes that my when I joined, they had an Alaskan cruise. This is back in I joined in '07. I think the Alaskan cruise might have been '08. And so I got an email that they gave bonus points then because they needed more people to earn the trip. That was back when Amy and I first joined. And if there weren't enough that had earned the trip, sometimes they would give us bonus points. They'd be like, "Oh, you all get 5,000 bonus points." Well, with that, I had done the math and I was like 2,000 points of missing out on the trip after the fact. And I was like, oh my gosh, if I really try, just imagine what can happen.
yeah.
And I think it's one of those things too, like you're saying, I know that Debbie said this is exactly, she needs to hear every single word. Cindy does too. I think that one thing that you said that I absolutely loved, Tara, is that it's just looking at the small little goals.
Yeah.
I've got one director, Delinda. I don't think she's on tonight. But she's really good at breaking down if she wants to sell 3,000 in 1 month. I know that sounds like a lot, but you break it down to what that means every single day, and it's not that much. It is
Mm-hmm.
really hustling to sell a six pack or two every single day or four six packs, whatever. I'd have to do the math. But I love that you said don't look at the big picture and keep it big pretty much, right? Look at the big picture, but break it down to like, okay, I just have to find three people that love this, that love the product, that want to join. I have to find four people every day to buy six pack of bars. If I can do that, I'm earning myself. And I don't know if Tara mentioned this, but when you earn these trips, they pay for your flights, they pay for your hotel, they pay for your baggage fees, all your food's included. I just got today for earning SFR for two. I just got $1,050 put on my account for
Yeah.
per diem while we're there. Like that's huge, right? And so it's one of those things that like they will take care of you. It's some companies you earn and you're on your own for flights and you're on your own for if you want to buy anything there, fees. Like they take care of everything. And so it truly is all inclusive. It truly is all paid for. But I think one thing that you said that everyone wants to hear is and you know what, Michelle, Kathy, Tammy, and Cindy, I would love it if you four, when this trip came out, band together and had your own little accountability group and pushed each other daily. And maybe you have daily goals or weekly goals. And maybe it's Michelle, you got to sell four six packs every day. Cindy, you too. That like have a little group together. That would be the coolest thing if you could then say, I've been in for 15 years, I've been in for 11 years, and I earned my first trip. And I really fully believe like this next trip, I feel like it's going to be, I feel like if you're going to recruit, you're going to get bonus big time. I
Yeah.
feel like it's probably going to be pretty doable. Probably even from what I've heard, a little more doable than this last year. I haven't seen anything yet. That's just from what I've heard. So I think this year might be a really good one that if you've never earned, you that when you see everything, you're going to have a little bit of hope. So Tara, what do you want to say about that to those people saying that?
Yeah. I really, I think getting recruits, I would start now, especially because we already have the incentive going, and start now. That way, when the incentive period starts, those recruits they're good, they're ready to go, and you are too. And that all those promotions that your recruits get, that helps you get points as well. Um, and I think you have a pretty good chance of earning the incentive trip. And definitely accountability groups, the Facebook group. I know once they announce, they'll start a Facebook group. Um, and so that's always very helpful. Um, and for me, breaking it down and then sharing, okay, I need to sell 30 6 packs, or whatever it was. And then every time I sold a 6 pack, or every time I sold whatever my goal was, I shared that out. And everyone wanted to help. Everyone wanted to be the next person to buy something. And so I think just keeping your customers excited for you, is really key too.
And the good thing is I can speak from like just recently. I've gotten a couple of recruits and two of my recruits I just recently got, and the second one just earned shooting star. She's almost earned sensational start. She just joined maybe 10 days ago and she's already at over 1,000. And my
Wow.
other one just earned shooting star. And so they're out there. I literally went and I had to deliver another bag party because she has all of her testers out there. And she texted me and she was like, so do I just need to wait until they bring it back to me? I told them like a week before I can. I've got another girl that wants to take it to work. And I was like, ma'am, I will bring you mine. I've got three. I've got one in my office. She's one of my employees. It's not working currently this week. You can have her. And so there are recruits out there like that. And this girl lives, I mean, it was 20 minutes to her house. And she's got all these customers and she did tell me, she said, one of the reasons I joined, I love the product, but she works at a clinic. And she said, three or four people said, I don't know anyone that sells anymore.
Yeah.
And so there are recruits out there, you guys. She's 20 minutes from me and she's already sold over 1,000. And I'd have to look maybe 10 days, 12 days. And so it's just us working our business. I actually got her, not the other girl. The other girl was referred to me, which is pretty cool by one of my really good customers. And I told her, I said, if she joins, you get to pick out any warmer or bar that of your liking. And she's like, oh my gosh, I'm going to send everyone to you. I said, well, no, now that your friend joined, send them to her, and she'll spoil you. But this other girl I got from a room spray sample. I handed out room spray samples like 2 months ago. She said it was from a Starbucks employee. And the room spray, I guess, sat up at Starbucks, the one over there on Rock One Memorial. And Amy knows which one that is. And literally, she scanned my QR code, went to my website and joined. And I messaged her and I said, hey, like, have you ordered for me before? And she was like, no, I saw your sample up here at Starbucks. I work up here. All the employees kept spraying it. And a couple of them said, hey, you should just join and I'll order from you. She's a rock star, guys. I wouldn't have got her if I wouldn't have been handing out samples. And so now I'm like, oh my gosh, I got to keep this rolling, right? And so I feel like when you put yourself out there a little bit and it pays off, you're going to keep doing it. And so if you're one of those that you've been kind of sitting in your comfort zone and you're not putting yourself out there, you're not handing out samples, you're not trying to get new customers, they probably aren't just going to come to you. But there's so many people right now that have no customer or no consultant to order from. There are so many guys.
Yeah.
So it's one of those that be like Tara, right? If you want this, earn your first one. If you've been in 4, 6, 10 years, none of that matters, right? You almost need to put that out of your head. Like that doesn't matter anymore. My story is going to be incredible. I'm gonna earn this next trip. I'm gonna put myself out there. Anything's possible. But like Tara said, so Tara, whenever before you earn the trip, did you make a game plan and then did you have where you actually knew each month how many 6 packs you need to sell and you would just mark off like that? Like how would you do it?
At first, no, I had no game plan because I knew I wanted to be on the trip and I was just going to go for it.
Yeah.
And then I realized that probably wasn't the best idea. I really needed to plan how I was going to achieve that. So I did a tracker. I started a tracker and I shared it out to all my customers every time. This is how much I need to sell every month. And then individually, I would do like some weeks I would do 6 packs, some weeks I would do scent circles, some weeks I would do room sprays.
Mhm.
I changed it up all the time, and people love that.
Mhm. And I do love that you said that you shared your success with your customers because
Yep.
I mean I think innate I think inwardly innate there's a word I'm looking for I can't find it but I think we all want other people to succeed, right? And
Mm.
so I've got a girl that one of my good friends, I met her through actually Lincoln's baseball team, Jenny. She's in another company and she's like, when she's close to earning something, I'm rooting her on. We're not even in the same company, but I want to see her succeed. And I love that she shares. And so maybe too, when this incentive trip comes out, if it's something that's compelling to you, Cindy, maybe you go on Facebook and social media, hold yourself accountable and say, I've been in for so and so. I'm earning this trip. I'm claiming it now. You
Hmm.
know, I have a lot of customers out there. I will take care of you. Let me know if you want to help me get started. Maybe personally message 15-year customers and say, if you'll host an online links or reward link for me or shopping link or, like utilize who you have. I know Cindy has probably people who love her and buy from her. They're loyal to her. Yes. And and they would help her. And Michelle, you too. Like I know you probably treat your customers so well. So it's just kind of being vulnerable and putting yourself out there and saying, I'm been in 10 years. I'm claiming this now. You guys are one of my VIP customers. If you want to help me earn this, I would be so grateful and I will make sure you're taken care of. Like things like that. You're going to have people that step up to the plate for you. And so it's kind of just not being afraid to be vulnerable and share that with your customers and put it out there. And so Tara, I'm sure did you share from month one to the end how close you were, or did you get closer to the end?
Nope, the whole time.
Did you create like a separate page or like if you were close to your goal, would you reach out via text to your customers or emails, or do you have a VIP group? How would that
I,
work?
so I have a VIP group, but I also would personally message them. I would text them. Some of them I met for coffee in person. And I cannot even tell you how many samples I made.
Yeah.
Um, and I put the join special rate on there on some of them. Some of them I made stickers and just did my, my VIP page.
Mhm.
Some of them I did my website. I changed it up every single time.
Mhm.
Um, and I left samples everywhere.
Yeah.
Everywhere I went, I left samples.
And how often did you see where you get a new customer or even maybe someone joining from your samples? Like how fruitful was that, you think, to you?
Um,
Or getting orders. I mean, if you know it's from current customers.
getting so I got 10, 11 recruits from samples. Um,
What? Did you make wax samples? Like what kind of
I
samples?
did wax samples.
Okay. What did you put on them?
And I actually traveled. I did a road trip and I dropped off samples from Maine to Florida.
Mm.
Um, and so I have four new downline, and they're not from Maine. They're from dropping off samples throughout the states.
Okay, so are these magical fairy dust samples? Like, what do they do? They just have your QR?
They
Do
just
they
have my QR.
to QR to join or QR to buy or what?
QR to buy.
That's amazing. So
Yep.
then when they would buy, you would just reach out and
Yep. I'd reach out. Every time I get a website order, I immediately reach out, whether it be email or text, however I know them,
Mhm.
or if I don't know them at all, I'll email and I'll in the signature line, I always have the join special.
I love that. You know what? I need to
I also have my VIP page link.
I love that. I love that. That is so smart. I need to put that on my signature too, as the join page. I need to change mine. Kathy said, where were you leaving them on the road trip? Just wherever you stopped.
Yep. Wherever I stopped.
Mhm. That is, and I love that you bring this up tonight because again, I feel like if you're stuck in your routine right now, you go to work, you come home, maybe you have grandkids, kids, you put them to bed, next thing, same thing. You work your business here and there when you have time, right? That's a lot of us. But if you're not consistently putting it out there every week, you're not going to consistently get new consultants, new recruits. None of that's probably just going to happen for you. So if you feel like your business is a little bit dead right now or it's not growing, then you guys have to get back to, I think Rachel said it best. She put it in the comments. You got to get back to basics. Like we
Yep.
have to. There is nothing magical about this business. There's not. It's who wants it most, who wants to grow, and who wants to make it work. And if you are yes to any of that, then you have to put yourself out there daily and weekly. And what better way than handing out samples? Like we're very blessed to be in a company where it's super easy and cheap to hand out samples. If we were in a jewelry company or if we were in a purse company or a bag company, you just can't go hand out samples, right? That's
Mhm.
expensive. But we are very lucky to be in a company where we can make 50 room spray samples for probably, $15. and hand those out, or we can make a bar of wax samples for extremely cheap. And so I do think that the key in earning these trips is you have to make a goal. I mean, Tara, you know what you wanted. And then when you knew that you didn't make a goal, you did it because
Hmm.
you're probably not going to earn it by chance. And then I think it's after you know what you want, it's actually putting into action just the basics, like what we start out doing. And it's those people who put in to work on those basics and handing out samples and getting the new customer conversations going and things like that. That's going to be key in earning it. And then I love that you said it's keeping your people in the know of what's going on. Uh,
Hmm.
because you probably have a lot. I mean, I'm looking at you guys. You guys, I know, take care of your people. So you probably have a lot more cheerleaders rooting for you than you even know, you know? I think we have one more question. Amy, do you have any questions for any or Cindy or anyone else?
I thank you for sharing. I'm like shocked that you said you got so many recruits just from handing out samples. And I bet, I mean, like that is just so hopeful, right? Because we all think, I don't know anybody anymore. I've talked to everybody I know, or my bubble's only this big.
Hmm.
But hearing that is really hopeful. And so when you were handing out samples or you're giving those out, I know you said a lot of them were on a trip. What is your verbiage? Like, what did you say to people when you were doing that?
Sometimes I wouldn't even end up talking to anybody. Like if I stopped in like a rest area that was a rest stop that was just slow, there wasn't a ton of people there, I would just leave them on the table. Restaurants that we stopped at, leave them there. Um, in the room, when we stayed in the rooms, I would leave them there, like a big handful of them. Um, Yeah, and then if I handed them to somebody, I would just say, here's have you ever heard of Scentsy? Here's a Scentsy sample. It's one of my favorite scents, and if you have any questions, my all my contact information is on the back.
That's so cool.
And it was way out of my comfort zone, just so anybody knows, like that's not something I would normally do, but I knew I wanted, number one, I wanted annual sales because I didn't even know that was a thing until recently, until like the last year. And the incentive trip. I wanted to be on the incentive trip, and I knew I had to hit those two goals.
Amy, she's speaking to you. Remember, she's not completely comfortable handing out these samples.
Hmm. Yeah,
No,
I don't like it.
nope.
She's speaking like you notice she didn't say, well, I was like, here's your gift,
Hmm.
it's just
I wanted to piggyback off of what Tara said about handing out samples. I have seen a lot of consultants complaining about the scent and warmer of the month for July that we got 2 bars. I am not complaining about that, guys. I am capitalizing on that.
Hmm.
So I took the sticker, obviously put it on the thing, and then just make samples of all the three that you don't need because you have the scratch and sniff sticker in the
Yep.
lemon. So I'm just going to staple this right here and I'm going to leave these everywhere. I actually put a post on Facebook yesterday saying the first 10 people to drop their name are going to get something in the mail for me. I have probably had 50 people.
Hmm.
Yes, this never happens. Like I do this every month, but for whatever reason, when I took the picture of these aren't the 4 bars, but I just put a picture of the 4 bars like this in my hand. And I was like, the first 10 people are going to get something from me. And I'm not kidding, it blew up. So I am excited that they sent all 4 bars. I think that's really cool that they did that this time. I
you
mean, I
better
kind of missed the pods, but I really feel like we can capitalize on this.
better be putting
And
that join information all over all 50 of those.
yeah, so yes, I'm going to Branson tomorrow and this is going with me. So,
I love it. What a great reminder. I'm so glad you shared that. And yeah, I mean that's a great post to have is just to put up there, hey, first 10 people that comment, I have something special for you. That's a great way to maybe get 10 samples out to people that you normally wouldn't hand them out to and fill that with a QR join that says want to make some extra income, click here, scan here. That's an easy little sticker to put on everything. So
Um, I if I sent mail, because I do make Facebook posts like that as well. I enclosed our join special and the other opportunities, join opportunities as well, and like a little flyer that I just typed up real quick. And I
Okay.
can drop pictures of those in the chat
That
after.
would be, yeah. If you'll send them to me or if you'll put them on
Yeah,
Mindset, I'll approve it. That may be easier. Just go to Mindset and post the
yeah,
Mindset Facebook page and then I'll approve them. That would be amazing. Tammy also said on your samples, you just had your information and QR code on them, correct?
yes.
Okay.
Yep. I made a sticker um, and little baggies from Amazon, and I use the silicone molds, put them in there. And if you keep it under, I can't remember the exact, but you can do a flyer, the exact weight, but you can do a flyer and a thin wax sample in the mail with one stamp. And so I do send those out too.
I was going to say that also with these, I got one bar, did 35,
Yeah.
and I still had a little bit of wax left over. So yeah, these are just the little felt things. So, and you could mail those for
Mhm.
nothing, for just a regular stamp.
Love it. Love it. Tara, you're so amazing. Anybody else have any other questions? I'm
And
assuming.
I'm not sure if the felts are still available to purchase on the website, but I bought a few of the mystery packs, consultant supplies, and they sent like mass quantities of felts. So if anybody wants some felts, you can just send me a private message and I'll be happy to ship some to you.
You are amazing. You're amazing. I'm assuming now, Tara, you will never not earn another trip.
No, no, I will never miss another trip.
Yeah,
Nope.
after you go on them, it's just kind of like I'm gonna sell myself on the street corner if I have to. I'm gonna
Yep,
be there.
exactly.
That's my motto. Tammy said, so on your sample, okay, here in Oklahoma, you can't send an actual wax sample because they will melt in a heart 100%. That's kind of where like I struggle because I do all room spray and counter clean samples now.
Mhm.
I honestly can't tell you the last time I did a wax sample. Just because especially here right now, like just putting in my purse, even if I leave my purse or something in a car for 30 minutes, those are all just jumbled. So I do like the how you can dip them. I think that's I mean in Oklahoma they'll still get moist because it's just so hot. And so for me,
You can actually buy just pieces of felt like this also and cut them yourself.
yeah, and that may
So
be more. I may need to go that route to mail. That's one thing that I lack in my business. I don't mail samples a whole lot, because I do. I mean, I was doing counterplane and room spray. I now just hand out room spray. I mean, Amy and I we need to have a sample party because I only have like maybe 20 or 30 left. So we need to get together and we need to do a room spray party again. And I need to make hundreds and hundreds before the incentive trip. So that's where I struggle. I need to have a mail system like you were showing Tiffany and do felts and stuff like that. I can't tell you when last time I did wax because for me like right now in my little purse that I carry on me I've got like 5 room spray samples and I'll leave them in there in my car all the time. I don't have to worry about it, but it's just not very feasible to mail those because it's a lot more expensive. Uh,
Yeah.
so but I also think too, like final works for you. A lot of times too on the room sprays, even if I just have a few in my purse, if I want a conversation starter, I mean, Allison Petty, she's been with me in the last couple weeks when we met for breakfast, and I'm literally spraying room spray and then putting the sample in my purse, and our waitress is like, "Wow, it smells so good. Oh, well, let me give you a sample, you know?" And so I use that, and Allison's over there cracking up. She's like, "You really do this?" I'm like, "Yes." I have so many samples every month that I hand out. I just got a recruit from last month's samples at Starbucks. So to me, it kind of reiterates that the work I put into putting them together, even though it doesn't take very long, the effort is worth it. But so I mean, I do need to be a little bit more versatile. Amy, do you still do wax samples or do you do more like the room sprays that we make?
I do some because there's just always wax. Like if I try a scent or, we get this end of the month. So I do, but it's harder to like keep them with me all the time.
It is,
Yeah. So like the counter clean is easier
yeah. Mhm.
or like laundry or something.
Yeah. Tanya just said, what bottles do I get for room spray samples? I do the 3 mil atomizers on Amazon. Just type in 3 mil atomizers. I don't do the 2 mils anymore because the spray is like a limp spray. It's like whoop, like it's not very powerful. And so I do the 3 mils. I only fill them up about a half to 3/4, and then I put a label on it. So you can't tell. But you'll get a lot of sprays for that. I want to say one time I sprayed out like 50 or 60 sprays from a 3 ml when it was only filled out like half or 3/4. So on the counter cleaners, I do 5 mls. So if you're gonna do counter clean room samples, 5 ml atomizers. If you're doing room sprays, do the 3. And they also have 3 ml and 5 ml packaged together. So if you type in 3 ml, 5 ml atomizers on Amazon, then they'll pop up and it'll give you like 30 of each for like $7, $8. It's not horrible. But I would start stocking up as you can. I know that, paycheck summertime, they're not always as great with Scentsy, so you don't have as much extra income to spend on stuff like that. But if you can start stocking up here or there with atomizers, with some room sprays that you love, maybe something like Luna, that will be good in summer, but also be great in August and September and October. So if you can kind of, as you're putting in party rewards, stock up on counter cleaners, room sprays, maybe wax bars that people use in the spring and the winter. And then just have your little sample. If you have kids like Amy and I do, put them to work. My kids love to put together samples. They mainly love to play with wax. So the room sprays aren't as fun for them. But utilize grandkids, utilize your kids, make a little sample night, have a little team get together. But I promise you, I would say, Tara, what's the number one key in earning a trip, you think?
In what?
In earning at the trip, what's the number one key?
Probably posting consistently, and follow-ups.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I think so too. Tammy just said, how do you get the top off with room spray samples? Girl, it is so easy. You literally, the room spray, there's like where that flap comes over, like, you have a little sprayer thing, right? You literally get a flathead screwdriver and go, and it pops right off. You don't need a special metal cutter, nothing. I can send you I can literally send you a video when I do my samples because I need to make more. I'm about to run out. But it's literally flathead and you just get that squared edge up around and it just pops off. It takes 2 seconds. Super easy. Super easy. All right. Any other questions? Tammy, we can also do like a virtual sample making party together. That would be fun. Super fun. I think
That was fun. I know not too long ago, Rachel, myself, Chantel, and a few other people on our team, we did a sample making party, and that was really fun.
yeah. Oh, look, Rachel said, Tara, let's do it. Let's do a room spray sample party.
Okay.
Love it. Amy and I
Hey,
talked.
Jack, do you think you'll do like a Saturday retreat kind of thing when you get the breakdown of the incentive? Didn't you guys do that last year?
We did it the year before when it was, I don't know if we did
Okay,
it
for
last-
Greece.
we did it for Greece. But I think Amy and
Yes.
I are open to anything. Like we're for sure going to do, when it comes out, we'll do a points breakdown and we'll do a mindset where we just
Okay.
points and explain the section. And then we'll probably do a lot of one
Okay.
helping people. But if it works out with Amy and I can get together at Johnny's and invite whoever can come, we will. I know Amy is always down to do that. It's always fun.
Yeah.
So,
Awesome. Okay. Thank you.
yep. Well, you are amazing, Tara. Thank you for getting away from your family for a little bit. I know that you've been gone from them for a while, but thanks for hopping on. You are amazing. Hopefully, like this next trip, we'll get to hang out. Like, hopefully,
Be awesome.
my boys won't have stuff and we can, hopefully, it's somewhere tropical. I love the beach.
I'll be at SFR too.
Oh, yay.
I'll
Awesome.
be at boot camp.
Nice. I love it. I love it. Thank you. Thank you so much. I seriously appreciate it. This was so great. I'm going to get this uploaded. Tiffany, I uploaded yours. I must not have posted it to Mindset. So I'll get both those posted. And that way you guys can share with your downline. So thank you again. Next week we don't have Mindset because it's the last Monday of the month. So it's just my leadership call. So then we will reconvene on June. I want to say, I looked, it was like June 7th, whatever that first Monday is. It is June 6th. So join us back June 6th for Mindset. Again, thank you, Tara. You're amazing.
You're welcome.
I hope you guys have a great rest of your week. I hope if you're not making samples, you go on Amazon and get you hooked up so you guys can start working on getting prospects and new people for this next incentive trip. So have a great week and we will see you on June 6th.
All right.
Bye,
Sounds good.
everyone. Thank you,
Bye.
Tara.